I asked another veteran why they would continue to serve their country in this way, that they've done so much and have built so much out of their life. If anyone had a right to take a break, it was them. They've sacrificed a lot already. And he
Yeah.
reminded me that his oath didn't end. He still has a duty to honor that oath. And that was the best way he could.
We're here with Elizabeth Dempsey Biggs, the candidate for the Congressional District 1, which is currently held by the guy who is always on the phone. Um, and she's joining me today to talk about her campaign and about what she thinks needs to be changed and fixed. So, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited. Thank you for having me on today.
Hey, I hear those kids.
Yeah, it's long weekend, so kids are home from school,
Yeah,
looking forward to celebrating and having some time as a family and
yeah,
working towards making the future a little better for them.
yeah. It's not a problem. Tell me a little bit about your Army career, and I want to let you know that I am also a veteran,
Yeah.
U.S. Navy, 1975 to 1979.
I'm Army.
Yeah,
Supposed to have a little rivalry right here.
yeah. Well, not as much as the Marines, but
My dad is a Marine, so I have to give a pass there.
the Navy and the Marines usually get into it pretty well. So, but yeah, tell me a little bit about your Army career and how that uh, translated into what you decided to do in your civilian life once you left.
Yeah, I mean, it was the biggest factor in what I decided to do in my civilian life when I left, even in my corporate career, wanting to be still in a leadership role and being able to have the influence to help people with the tools to make their life better and advance their careers and do something that they cared about. The leadership I learned in the military is what translated into my civilian career, and the type of corporations I wanted to work for, and doing that, which eventually led to me leaving a corporate career because I felt it was not morally and ethically where I was aligned with the company I was with, and going into full-time advocacy, which is how I ended up running for office. And to me, I was challenged. I asked another veteran why they would continue to serve their country in this way, that they've done so much and have built so much out of their life. If anyone had a right to take a break, it was them. They've sacrificed a lot already. And he
Yeah,
reminded me that his oath didn't end. He still has a duty to honor that oath. And that was the best way he could. And that stayed with me as I was working towards making my community, my home, I love better. And I realized the best way for me to honor the oath that I took multiple times, the first time when I was 17, again at 21 to become an army officer,
right.
was to run for the seat and continue to serve in this way. This is not something, it's easy, it's not fun, it's not any of those, but it's worth it and it matters. I also was one of the first women to serve in combat arms. When Congress lifted the ban on women serving in armor and infantry, I was one of the first 50 women to serve in those roles. And then I went on to integrate an infantry battalion as a tank platoon leader, later company commander for OSIT. And we did a lot of policy work and a lot of advocating. And it was possible for me to do that because women and men who came before me were brave enough to demand change and to prove that we belong there. So after leaving the military and now Hegseth and the role that he's in, I mean, attacking women, attacking every minority, but especially saying that women aren't qualified to serve in combat arms, which I know not to be true. I helped to integrate it. I was a part of these studies. I helped write the doctrine, and I put women through basic training, OSIT, so that they could be tankers. I sent them out into the force, and then I chose to take the uniform off. I have an obligation to every one of them to fight as hard as I possibly can, as hard as the woman who made it possible for me to do this, for them to continue to do this job. This is an opportunity I have to be able to fight for that.